What's up everybody, it's Jaron from Berkshire Bike and Board, and this is a video about how to clip in, but most importantly out of clipless bicycle pedals. So, what are we gonna talk about in this video? Well, one, we'll talk about some pedal choices and some shoe choices just briefly because I have some strong opinions. And then from there, we'll talk all about the technique, how to clip in when you're just getting started and some tips that were helpful to me. And then why it's important briefly, and then probably most importantly at the end, I'll show you how to get out of the pedals so that you can stop safely at a stoplight. So without further ado, here comes the video. Numero uno, this is my gravel bike. It's kind of set up like a road bike right now, but I have technically mountain bike or gravel style pedals on it. What do I mean by that? This is an SPD pedal, and this is a Shimano or a specialized SPD compatible or 2-bolt shoe. Most hardcore roadies wouldn't look at this setup. They use what's called an SPD SL style pedal and shoe. And what do I mean by that is that's the one that has 3 bolts on the bottom and the cleat hangs off the bottom. And it clips into an SPD SL style pedal. Now, why do I not like that for beginners? Number one, you go to a coffee shop, you're new to bike riding, you want to hang out with your friends, you get off your bike and you have to do this road bike waddle. Not gonna look cool when you do that road bike waddle. It's also dangerous and just a pain in the ass. The other thing is this style of pedal, which is called a Shimano SPD pedal, I can clip in on both sides. That makes it way easier. When I'm at a stoplight and I've got to get going and I got to clip in, you know, I can use that side, or if my thing is like this, I can clip in on this side. So much easier than like, here's you, you're new, you're trying to figure it out, you're at a red light, you're getting ready to get going. Things are already kind of heightened because it's a little intense, there's traffic, and you're looking down trying to get your pedal to the right way, and no, it's a nightmare. You can use SPD SL pedals when you're a little bit more experienced, but in my opinion, anyone new and starting out or that wants to look cool when they're walking into a coffee shop should use this setup. So with that said, let's talk about the reasons why we want to clip into our pedals. Before I show you exactly how to clip in on your bicycle, I think it's important to talk about the importance of why first. And so there's a few reasons for that. Number one, if you're pedaling and you're not connected to your bicycle, your pedal stroke comes around and you kind of, you know, we don't notice it, but you lift up a little bit with that back foot. And if you're not connected, your foot's going to come off every pedal stroke. So it really helps to round out your pedal stroke. Second part of that, watch out, we got a big rig coming through here. Don't get hit by that person. That would have hurt. Let's go this way, go right, left. The second reason I say is it all has to do with like being connected to the bicycle. So if I'm riding my mountain bike, because people clip on their mountain bikes too, and I get to a log, I want to get over that log. Most people can do this, get the front wheel up. What really helps is if you're clipped in, you get the front up, then you bunny hop a little bit like that, bumps your back tire right over that log. The third part, looking cool. That's the scoop. See how I'm connected? Like, here's a good example. I'm kind of bouncing on the pedals right now. I'm pulling up. Now the good stuff. How do you do it and how do you learn how to do it in a fairly safe manner? Well, I always tell people, start on the grass. You know, start where you can hang on to something, like either in your house between the doorway, one of the doorways of your house where you can hang on with both hands. Definitely somewhere though where like if you tip over, it's soft. So I'm gonna start on the grass. And what you wanna figure out first is you wanna have a good understanding of where that cleat is on your foot. Generally, it's kind of right in the middle of the ball of your foot. And you wanna know kind of how it works. So what I would do is I would, you know, like when people are in the bike shop, I take the shoe and I show them exactly how it clips in, how the cleat mechanism goes into the pedal, how it, when you press down, it actually clips in. Because once you see it and you understand how it happens, it's a lot easier to do it yourself. So with that said, the next thing I do, if I'm teaching someone how to do it, is I ask them what footed they are, or if they're right-handed or left-handed. If they're right-handed, we're gonna start with their right foot. I'm right-handed. So you always wanna make sure your pedal's at about a 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock position. That way you can put some pressure down on it. You know, if you try to clip in with your pedal back here, that happens. So pedals at 3 and 9 o'clock, I like to press both brakes. That way, when I put some pressure down, the bike doesn't go flying. So 3 and 9 o'clock, brakes are on, dominant foot, I clip in. I'll tell you why about the dominant foot in a little while. It has to do with getting started. And so yeah, from there, press the brakes again and I'll clip out. And to clip out, you basically go to put your foot on the ground, but you lead with your heel. So that's all it takes. Depending on the pedal, there's gonna be an adjustment screw on this pedal because I can clip in and out on both sides. There's gonna be a screw to tighten or loosen your pedal on both sides. So if I wanna loosen up how tight the pedal is gripping in my shoe, I actually have to loosen 4 screws, 2 on each pedal for this particular setup. So again, if I'm new and I'm figuring this out or I'm working with somebody in the bike shop, I'm having them do this 5 or 6 times. Brakes on, 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock, in, out, in, out. Why do I do this on the grass? Because this happens all the time. I'm not gonna completely fall over, but someone will clip in, they stop paying attention, they sit down for a second, they get just a tiny bit too far this way, and all of a sudden, you're going over, right? So if you go over on the grass, you'll probably be all right. Another great way to practice this is with something to hold on to, right? This is what Stefan kind of preaches, is like, hold on, clip in and out a few times. Hold on, and then most importantly, get your butt up on the seat, and then clip this other foot in. That's harder. Your dominant foot at 3 o'clock is easy. Your less dominant foot at 6 o'clock is a lot harder. So in regards to the less dominant foot, once you have this foot in, to get this foot in, I rotate around so it's at 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock, and I clip in at 6 o'clock. The reason for that is you wanna have you wanna be able to step onto something to clip it in. If you're trying to clip it in like this, what's gonna happen? Same exact thing. So once you're really confident with your right foot, and you've practiced on your left a few times or your less dominant foot so you're confident, here's how you link it all into one motion. First thing is this, dominant foot. Boom, I'm in. Next thing, I like to sit down. This is how I generally sit at a red light. I have my dominant foot clipped in, my left foot will be on the ground. I'm good and sturdy, I'm feeling safe. Again, looking cool. This is my cool guy position. To get going, I'm gonna do one hard push with my right foot, and with my left, I'm gonna kind of scooter kick. That way I can coast for a while to buy myself some time to get my left foot in. One thing to watch, when I'm coasting, I'm gonna pedal backwards to 6 and 12. So when I clip my less dominant foot in, there's something to kind of clip it into there's some resistance there. Bang. Do it again. Just like that. So, clipping in. What's it all about? It's about being connected to your bicycle. It's about being more efficient with your pedal stroke. And most importantly, it's about being safe. You know, a lot of people come into the bike shop and they want to buy baskets, you know, pedals with baskets on them. It's actually super dangerous because to get out of the basket, you have to first move your foot backwards and then put it out. Whereas when you're clipped in, to get out, all you really do is go to put your foot down, but you lead with your heel, which actually is pretty natural. Your foot will come out. To keep it safe, or what to do to make this all work is, remember, first practice. Practice on the grass. Practice in your house between the doorway holding yourself up. Practice with a buddy who's holding you up. Once you're confident, you're out on the road, practice clipping in, and then most importantly, practice clipping out. If you remember that you're clipped in on your pedals, and you practice clipping out, you slow down, you're talking, Red Sox, hot dogs, whatever, slow, slow, slow. And at the very last second, you stop. And as you start to tip over, you're not confident, you try to get your foot out, it's a weird angle, you go down. Everyone that's new to clipping in crashes when they're coming to a stop. Not everyone crashes, but everyone that does crash crashes in that manner. Not paying attention, slows down to a stop, goes down. How do you avoid that? You do this. You remember, I'm clipped into my pedals. I'm coming to a stop. Before you come to a stop, you unclip. Then you start to slow down. I put my less dominant foot out. I keep my dominant foot in. I sit on the crossbar and I look cool, just like we've been talking about this whole video. Why do I clip my less dominant foot out? Because then when I have to get ready to go, when the stoplight turns green or I'm getting ready to go off again, my dominant foot's already in, that's my first foot. I push off, I push down or pedal forward with my dominant foot. I scoot with my left, boom, I clip in, and I'm off to the races. If you like this kind of comment, hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe, it helps the channel out a lot. Like I always say, round up for distance, round up for time. Thanks for watching.